I think it's safe to say a lot of longtime Smallville viewers hope to see Tom Welling don the iconic cape and suit of Superman in the series finale of Smallville. And while we kinda sorta not really got that, with it being a TV budget CGI suit that included really odd and awkward camera shots to avoid actually showing the CGI suit, I will say, while watching the finale as it aired live on TV, it left me feeling a little bit disappointed. Now, quite some time has passed since the finale aired, and while I have come to actually enjoy the finale after a few re-watches, I can't help but wonder what could have been. Now, Smallville was always supposed to be just the origin and journey of Clark Kent becoming Superman. Once he becomes Superman, Smallville ends. And while that makes perfect sense, the show ended up going for 10 seasons, and while the original showrunners Al Gough and Miles Millar intents were to keep the Superman suit locked in the Fortress of Solitude forever, we ended up with a new showrunner for Smallville after season 7. In the last 3 seasons, we ended up seeing Clark fight a lot of his main villains, such as Doomsday and Darkseid. We even got prototype Superman suits in the later seasons as well. Smallville always had its own spin on the Superman mythology and characterization of certain characters, but it got pretty wild in the last couple of seasons. So seeing Tom Welling's Clark Kent don the iconic Superman suit seemed like a possibility, especially in the last episode. And what's crazy is, the original script of the finale opened with him in the Superman suit doing Superman things, but that was changed once Tom Welling saw the script. Tom Welling's stance is that Smallville was never about Superman, but just Clark Kent's origin and journey to the moment of him embracing his destiny. And I understand and can respect where he's coming from, but I've always wondered if there was other reasons he wouldn't wear the suit, or be Superman. There was speculation for years that he believed in the Superman actor curse, but I think he debunked that during a Smallville comic panel. Maybe he just thinks the Superman costume is cheesy or goofy, who knows? As many liberties as Smallville took with the Superman lore, I think it would have been really cool for Tom Welling to wear a modern and unique Superman costume that he would think was cool to wear. But maybe budget constraints would have kept it from happening, or fear of backlash from changing something so iconic. Now let us rewind to around December 2003. Tom Welling appeared on the Carson Daly Show, where he confirmed that Brett Ratner, who was hired to direct the new Superman film at the time, approached Tom Welling about playing Superman in the film, but scheduling conflicts with filming both the movie and Smallville would be an issue moving forward.
Brett Ratner on, and there's been talk about this Superman movie, and then apparently it's like they're having trouble casting for Superman. It would just seem to me that they might go to somebody like yourself that is the pre-Superman to star in the film. Have they approached you?
They have. I actually went to Brett's house in Los Angeles. We sat down and we talked about it a little bit, both knowing that scheduling would always be an issue. Basically, if that movie were to happen, the show would pretty much have to go away.
Most actors would jump at the chance to move from a TV series to a big budget film. So seeing how Tom didn't want to just up and leave Smallville for a Superman movie is interesting. I think it would have been quite amazing to see this cast transfer from the small screen to the big screen, at least bringing in Tom Welling, Erica Durance, and Michael Rosenbaum in their respective roles. Now, would they have just brought them all on for the movie, or just Tom Welling is the question. Now, eventually, we would end up with Superman Returns down the road. Well, we can only imagine what could have been with a Tom Welling-led Superman film. Now, Tom Welling has kind of relaxed a bit more on the idea of playing Superman. Him and Erica Durance were recently asked if they would come back for a Smallville reunion of sorts, where Tom replied with, "Sure, why not?" He even said he thinks it would be fun to be Superman alongside Robert Pattinson's Batman, since they are buddies. Maybe he says these things now since it's very unlikely to ever happen, but hey, if WB wants to make some nostalgia money, maybe ask him if he's serious. Now, what kind of Superman could Tom play? I always liked the idea of a loosely based Kingdom Come Superman storyline for him. We could see Tom Welling's Superman lose the love of his life, Lois, in death, be rejected by his society and replaced with the New Age heroes who are more like villains, and just live his life out on the farm, until he gets a wake-up call and decides to put the suit back on and show the world what it truly means to be a superhero. Or they could do something completely different too. Let's be real, we would watch regardless. And while it was really cool to see Tom reprise his role as Clark Kent in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, it still left a lot of fans wanting more. In this particular iteration of Clark, he had given up his powers and settled down with Lois and had kids, which honestly was a really nice future for Clark, as it's all he ever wanted in his life. He even states it in the first Smallville episode.
Does that sound normal to you? I'd give anything to be normal.
So I really like the scene for what it is, but I just think it would have been really cool to see 3 Supermen sharing the screen together in an epic fight. But apparently this was the one cameo written Tom Welling said he could not say no to. Now with all that said, Smallville is still one of my favorite superhero TV series of all time, and I loved a lot of the risks the show took, as well as their versions and actors for main characters as well as side characters. It will always hold a special place in my heart, as it was a show my family would watch together for many years. What do you guys think? Was it a missed opportunity that Tom never donned the iconic suit? Why do you think he never wanted to wear the Superman suit? How many photoshopped images of Tom Welling's head on a Superman suit do you remember seeing in the early and mid 2000s? Let me know down below.
Do you suit up?